Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is your friend to the end, DamnDudeSurpreme. I feel like everyone says that. And I am going to be listening to the panel from WonderCon yesterday. Now, I am going to be playing the audio, but I am going to cut it up. So basically, I'm going to watch it all, and then I'm going to chop it up in the editing, because I don't know if MGM is going to allow this. Yeah, are you guys ready? Because I'm ready. I don't want to show it, because again, I don't know. I'll just play something on screen for you.
We got a call from Orion, and you know, this was right after, I think it was right after It came out, and yeah, and they said, look, we're thinking of sort of reinventing Child's Play, and my first question was, well, what does that mean? Because reboots and remakes, as we all know, it's, you know, sometimes they turn out great and sometimes not so great. And so our first question was, well, why does the movie exist? And I think we came up with a really compelling answer to that question, which is kind of the whole genesis of this new iteration of Chucky and this new take on this classic character and this classic story.
What did you think when it was suggested that you write this?
I was terrified. Initially, I think just because, yeah, there's a lot of weight to take on a story so beloved as Child's Play, and it's a delicate balance, you know, writing a new version of that, of the original that you want to pay tribute to, but you still want to be able, nobody wants to see, you know, a direct remake that is a shot-for-shot version of the original.
Being on set was 6 months, which is an incredibly fast process. And the only reason we were able to do that is because Tyler started writing immediately and wrote a really great script. And
this remake of Child's Play is like a reimagination, and I was like, okay, that's interesting. I didn't know what to expect.
It seems like from like my like from what they're saying is like when they first heard about it, they were like, huh, like they were like, huh, like we making Child's Play, what? Like, is that even possible? You know what I mean? Like that's what I'm getting, is that when they first got it, they were just like, we making Child's Play, what? Is that even possible? Are you crazy? That's a big task, you know what I mean?
solid work is the highest compliment you're going to get out of Lars. He's an ex-Norwegian military man turned into a director, so solid work is like saying, unbelievable.
I was very surprised by the reimagining of what Chucky could be, and in the world of today. And I actually really, I just liked the message of it. I like this version of Chucky where kind of technology becomes the villain.
And I think what really drew me to the role of the script was Andy's depth and emotional range. Like,
oh, I thought you said death. I thought you said Andy's death. I'm like, what? I'm like, you just spoiled it. Like, oh, I thought you said death. I was like, you just spoiled it, bro. I was like, what if he accidentally said that, and like he was like saying like, oh, I meant to say death, but like now everyone's like, oh my god, he dies. Oh, that would have been funny.
Well, how could we do this differently than just doing that same thing over again? And it seemed like an opportunity for us and for Tyler to talk about some things that are going on in 2019 that weren't even on the radar in 1988, like the fact that your home is always watching you and everything in your home is connected, and what happens when your Alexa decides to kill you. And you know, and I truly believe that, and that's the way that we approach thinking about, well, what would the company be that made this doll? And what would they be trying to do? And thinking about making a extremely capable, extremely smart, extremely connected child companion seems like something we're 5 years away tops from in the real world. And there are a few shots of the doll in the movie, I won't spoil, that they're very close to kids and little kids, and just it's creepy to think about, this is actually going to happen. Like, kids are going to have these toys that they're going to be left alone with, and what happens if all of the things that are supposed to go right go wrong? And that was really the genesis of thinking about a new iteration, really, of Chucky. I mean, this is not we're not remaking Charles Lee Ray's Chucky. We're birthing a new version of the character. That Lars insisted on right away, like that we were excited about, is that he wanted to do as much animatronic, practical doll as possible. We didn't want this to be a CGI craptacular Chucky. First of all, we couldn't afford it. Everybody in the scene with Chucky was there with, and we had performers who were these very talented, robotic animatronic puppeteers who were doing voices and everything. It made it really, I would assume for you, it was better having real Chucky there.
Yeah, I mean,
except when he broke.
a lot better than just like a piece of tape. Yeah, there was that one time where he was like rubbing my thigh.
There was that one time that Chucky was rubbing my thigh. Oh god, this is reminding me of that one Mexican Chucky clip where Chucky freaking rapes a little boy. Don't ask, don't look it up, please.
Yeah, that was Chucky.
That was the only time we kind of fell off a little bit.
That was the only time where I think I would have preferred a CGI doll.
9 or 10 dolls, and the dolls had their own trailer, and 6 people that worked on the dolls at any given time.
Every one of our sets on our stage had to be built like 4 feet raised, which you don't usually do. And
yeah, they had to do that for the first one, right?
Brian Tyree Henry, who couldn't be here today.
That's it.
No, could you talk about his role in the film?
By the way, I love this dude. He was in Atlanta. He was in the Spider-Verse. Those are the 2 things I really only know him from. But he played the cop in Into the Spider-Verse, the dad, and then, so he's always played a dad. And he's played a cop. He plays cops. And then in Atlanta, he was a rapper. So he's a rapper. He's a cop, and now he's a detective.
Play on the detective from the first, from the original film, but his character is quite different from the original. He has an emotional connection with Andy in this film.
Because his son is one of the boys, Papa?
Connection with Karen as well, and
really? Maybe like they were an old couple. Ooh.
Without revealing too much, yeah, it's a different play.
And then maybe when she's being hung and he goes there, maybe there's no way that they can defeat Chucky, so he sacrifices himself. He switches his place to Karen. Oh shit.
On a similar kind of role to the first, he's kind of dealing with a lot of the mystery of what's happening. What Andy, a really nuanced character who has a relationship that isn't linked for the same reasons as the original Child's Play, but there is still a very specific link between these 2 characters, and kind of an evolution in their relationship as the movie goes on that hopefully is interesting too.
Yeah, and I also think by making him older than Andy in the '88 movie, I mean he's 13 in this movie, and he's left alone a lot as a result of that, and he has to deal with a lot of this stuff by himself or with these kids that live in, and so they're sort of on their own, especially when things get really crazy. And I think that just for me, that created more tension around Andy's relationship with Chucky, because he's.
So maybe when that scene in the trailer where like Andy opens the door and like Chucky's in the closet or whatever, that's probably a scene. Maybe it's like the first night that he's left alone, or Karen's asleep, and then Chucky kind of like reveals himself.
Chucky's kind of his first friend, so he has a really strong emotional attachment. But it wasn't actually that.
Chucky's his first friend, but he hasn't had a friend in 13 years.
He has a very strong emotional attachment to Chucky. It's almost like Chucky's his child in a way. So you see that come to play.
So Chucky is a 13-year-old boy's child. That just sounds so weird.
And it really puts a strain on Andy as he has to do certain things.
What about you, Tyler? What's your horror background?
I hate horror films.
Wow, ringing endorsement. Everybody up here, not a horror fan. Yeah, come see our horror movie.
I thought this was a drama.
Wait, what did they say? Chucky and Annabelle?
Chucky or Annabelle, do you think?
Annabelle.
Chucky.
You're not even close.
Yeah.
Chucky would kill Annabelle.
Oh!
Can you kill Annabelle?
What?
Chucky can, that's right.
Chucky
God
can.
bless you, sir. You know what you're talking about.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. See, I love this movie so much more now because they believe that Chuck can kill Annabelle.
Who's Annabelle? Is she a character, or who plays her?
And would you, if all goes well here, would you like to see more Child's Play movies? Would it be something?
Yeah. I mean, if we do a good job and everybody wants another movie, we'd love to make another movie. But
Wait, what? What about the leak saying that the ending is set up that there's no, like, that there could be a sequel, but they're not gonna make one? What? Okay, I'm not believing leaks anymore, dude. Leaks are, dude, I can't. Because he literally just said if the movie does well, they might do another one. But the leaks were like, the ending sets it up that there's no sequel, and it's...
What's the biggest reason why people should come and see Child's Play on June 21st? Lars?
Aubrey!
Aubrey.
I'm gonna say Brian Tyree Henry.
Yeah.
I'm feeling a lot of pressure to say Aubrey as well.
Gabriel Bateman. This kid, he's a star.
Now that I'm allowed to say it, I would say Mark frickin' Hamill.
Yeah!